Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode here on Planet Zoo, where I've spent a little bit of time with the game paused before this episode. I've done all the exhibit things I needed to do, and this area over here, oh, I managed to get the animals over here as well, that's the other thing. But this area over here, when I pull back a little bit, you see there's these holes up here in the ground. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm pretty much going to rip a lot of this out underground here and redo it. And I'm also we're going to have quite a sizable time lapse at the start of this episode where I rip all that out, redo it, make it a little bit nicer, and we're actually going to extend this water quite a ways. It's going to come up here and then it's going to join together and it's going to spread down this way. We're going to have a pond or a lake around here somewhere, and then the river's gonna we'll go back up here, and there's gonna be quite a big feature somewhere in this general area, somewhere over here. Now, the edge of the map is right there. I don't want to go all the way over there, but we might. So without further delay, I think I'm just gonna jump straight into the first time lapse and gut everything out and redo it. Like I said, this is going to probably be a fairly long time lapse because I'm going to try and get a lot done in this time lapse, and I will see you guys on the other side. Okay guys, that was well over an hour, but hopefully you like all this progress that we have just made. I'm very happy with this. This is actually what I had envisioned in the first place when I was recording Tuesday's episode, episode 5. It was I couldn't quite work out in my head how to make things happen I wanted to happen. This is closer to what I was thinking. Now, I sat down with Ghosty and we actually talked about this one for a good couple of hours before recording the previous episode and this one. And basically what this is this area is obviously the Americas. For now it's just going to be North America. When the South America DLC comes out, I'll work that in somewhere else in the zoo, but North America, there's not a great deal of animals in that area. So there is going to be quite a bit of dead space in this area, and we're also going to take some creative liberties as well. Like in this area here is to represent the deserts of America, sort of like the Las Vegas-y type area. And I want to do a big like sort of like a Route 66 gas station diner type build here with plenty of shops in it, plenty of places to eat. It's going to be about the guests in this area. It's quite a large area, but it's going to be filled up with, well, not filled up, but there's going to be decoration and it's going to look quite cool. Obviously we have our wolves here. We have the other animal that we will get to just shortly. I'm going to put that in today's episode. That animal is going in there. We have the staff path. I lowered it, as you've seen. That took so much time. I still have one bit there, but there's not really a great deal I can do about that. I can live with that. I can hide it with foliage and things because there's actually not going to be anything here anyway. I might put a path in, I might not. We'll just have to see. The only bit I'm not particularly happy about is how the path raises here. What we're going to have to do is move that donation bin to there. Now, as for like the main decoration of this area, we're going to do that in another episode. I want to have like railings in, I want to have more trees in. There's still some infrastructure that we're going to need, like more power generators, because if we have a look at our heat map, we have power over about half of it, but we are going to need one, probably two actually. We're going to need one somewhere over here, and we're going to need one, I'll probably hide it behind these mountains. I want this to sort of represent the end of the zoo. As for water, it's all covered because a little bit of it is covered. That was what I had in mind, that this whole area, water to be purified by one water treatment plant. That's why I went to the effort of, although I didn't necessarily need to, I went to the effort of sort of digging the tunnel out underneath the fence there. So yeah, this is going to be like a desert area. If you look at it like this angle, and again some creative liberties going on here, if you imagine this being the west coast of North America, it's mountains. I'll put more mountains in around here, but I didn't want to do that just now because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do up in this area. This plateau's actually going to extend further. This area up here is going to be built, raised, but we've got, I suppose it would be the Rocky Mountains if you want. I don't know if they're up at the top like that, but like I said, creative liberties. So this is sort of the west coast, and then we've got the desert area here, a hilly area here, this small area here to represent the plains. This is sort of like a swamp area. Obviously I've just generally painted the terrain. Obviously once we get animals in and things like that, terrain paint will change. This is the Appalachian Mountains, or it's supposed to represent that, but I also did it like this to sort of represent a border. I know that if I was doing it realistically there would be coastlines and all that kind of thing, but I'm fine with losing this little space here. We could even use that for some behind the scenes admin style zoo stuff. And this is going to be a massive waterfall. Think Niagara Falls. I'm not 100%. I'll be completely honest here. I'm not 100% sure where Niagara Falls actually is in relation to like North America and things like that. But that's where the inspiration for this is come from. I want a massive flowing huge waterfall type deal going on here, and that's going to supply the majority of this water. Now, obviously, water doesn't necessarily flow like this in reality. I mean, I suppose it could, but we'll, in our heads, a little story we're going to say in our heads is a lot of this water for the swamp is coming off of these mountains here. Like I said, bit of creative liberty, it's fine, don't worry about it. But I wanted to do major progress in this episode. I actually wanted to do it in the last episode, but it just did not work out. So I wanted to make up for that in this episode by effectively laying out the foundation for the entire Americas region. Now I want to have a sign here of some description, sort of like we did for India over here, but this one's obviously going to be Americas or North America. I probably won't use lettering. What I had in mind was sort of like a flag, half of USA flag, half of the Canadian flag. Again, we're going to take some creative liberties, even with some of the animals we put in here. Like the swamp area here, that would usually have alligators. Don't think that you can get alligators in this game, so we're just going to put crocodiles there because why not? I mean, it's close enough. I mean, after all, it is a game. As long as they're happy, it doesn't need to be 100% spot on. We can just say that that particular habitat of crocodiles is really alligators. Up here we're going to have some of our plains animals, and I'm not sure what to put here. I might put bearded tapirs up here. I'm not completely sure where they actually belong, but I might put them in sort of like this area. We will just have to see. But as for this exhibit right here, I know what I'm putting in there. And exhibit habitat, I should say. But before we even think about it, we need to get some things in. Now, I'm not sure if they can actually get over there, so I'm gonna put that there. Obviously they can drink from this. I think they'd be able to get in and out of that water. I mean, it's fair, well, not there, but I mean, worst case scenario, they should be able to walk around it. The animal that I want to put in here can swim, as far as I know. Now down here I put in bars to try and hopefully stop animals escaping. I might need to, yeah, I probably will need to do some more. If I go into here and then what is going on here? Position snap. I'll just sort of oh, don't do that to me. Just sort of put logs in place. Water can obviously still flow through here, but I definitely don't want the animals to be able to get out of here, because that would be bad. Put another one there. That looks like a sort of janky underwater barrier that you'd have. It seems health and safety, I'd love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of all of this build menus now, and we're actually going to hit play for the first time in quite a while. About 2 hours since I've hit play. I kind of want to move that. I want to move that more to there. Like I said, we're gonna do decorations. So, what's wrong with the work zones? One of the other reasons I wanted to, well, guests think that ticket prices are too low again. Good. Yeah, I was going to do decorations in another episode. I didn't want to do too much of that kind of thing because I wanted to do good detail. I want to have like a barrier going along here and things like that. So we won't want people just jumping into our wolf enclosure. Why are you boxed up? Don't be boxing my wolves up. Now the other reason is down here they were having difficulty getting in and out. Now, you'll have noticed in the time lapse that the path is completely covered in grass and all that kind of horribleness, but generally speaking, I don't ever want to go into that tunnel ever again. Workshop 6, okay. Oh. This is what passes as mating in this game. The detail they've put into the animals is outstanding. Did you get pregnant? I want puppies. Make me puppies. As for this habitat, we'll worry about that later. What I do want to check... Oh, there we go. I wanted to check research before we got into anything else with the animals. I'm going to take that vet off of there and put them onto a disease. And I'm going to put one of our better vets onto that. For the timber wolves, because I want it done. We're doing not bad, 25 out of 40. And for mechanic research, we're 11 out of 15. So, last staff facilities are about halfway, and we're also working on East Asia theme just to get it out of the way. I'm not going to be doing anything with that right now. We've still got habitats and transport rides to do. Then our mechanics research will be complete for now. I don't know if they're going to add more in the future or if more just appear. I've not played the game through it too much. Let's see how this place is doing. Barrier status is fine. We've got 3 animals. And I noticed when I was in this screen here, they are still our most appealing animal. We're a 4-star zoo. What's letting us down? Habitat 1. What is Habitat 1? I think that was this one. I renamed it to Red Ruffed Lemur. Now, time to deal with the animals, I'd say, in our animal trading center. You'll notice I've got a couple of juvenile crocodiles in our animal storage. That's from a previous playthrough I did of this game. I didn't record or anything like that, but because they're juvenile, can't get rid of them. So, we will we'll put them into our crocodile in North America. When we get round to that point, we'll obviously have to get an adult for them. But we got a gold-ribboned grizzly bear called Suthly. A not so good female though. But we are going to move them into quarantine because I don't want any of them diseases coming about. Now, hopefully they may... What is wrong with these now? See? Just... Oh, I wish it wouldn't do that. It's quite annoying. There's no reason why it can't get to that habitat. We had a keeper in there. Look, there's a guy here now. In fact, that is the vet. So, yeah. Habitat has damaged barriers. Well, there's nothing in it, so... Not really that bothered. I mean, I'm more bothered about this side, but the rest of it don't really care. Obviously, we are going to have quite a few facilities kicking about. We're going to need shops and toilets and things like that because we only have 1 toilet block, which is... are we charging for people to use the toilets? Yeah. 25 cents because I'm that guy. Money is dropping. Why is that? Probably because of the amount we're spent on terrain. Yeah, 11 grand. I mean, our income is above our ongoing expenses and things like that, so I guess it's just our purchases. What I'd like to do is get some marketing on the go. I want some high tier marketing. Let's go for that one. The expensive marketing. I want more people in the zoo. We've got over 1,000, but I want more. We dealt with that. Mechanics research is complete. Well, carry on. 1 quarantine is ready. The mechanic is in there already. Inspector arriving in 16 months. Well, we're up to a 4.5 star zoo, according to this down here. In fact, if I mouse over it, it tells me guest happiness and animal ratings. We need better animals and we need happier guests. Let's see, how much money is our wolves bringing in? Reasonable amount. Can't complain. Nothing compared to our elephants. What about these exhibit boxes? We only have 4 of these kicking about. Well, 4, 8 around here. 1 on each corner, basically. But our elephants, as far as I can remember, they bring us in a small fortune. Yeah, 2.5 grand on that one. 143 on that one. 2.5 grand on that one. Vet research is complete. Good. Carry on. Right. Our grizzly bears are ready to move. And they're going into habitat 6. Before I get too carried away, I need to give them somewhere to sleep. And that's what this little cubby in here is for. Hopefully they can actually get in here. I'd be really disappointed if they can't. Stick some large beds in there as well. Yes, I know I need more staff facilities. Don't need to remind me. Our Titan beetle has had offspring again. Deal with that later. I want... What now? Oh. Go and fix it. Immediately. Very much immediately. Well... That's concerning. Let's let's have the mechanic come in every 3 months, shall we? That's okay. Oh, there we go. There's subtly, if the camera would stop being weird. Alright, before we get too carried away, let's have a look what they say about the terrain. Mostly happy, they just want more short grass. Easy enough. Well, basically, they don't want more short grass, they just want a lot less long grass. Which I suppose is, you know, I'm not a fan of long grass either. Where is the rest of this long grass then? I suppose it would be in there, wouldn't it? Alright, no more short grass, so let's go for some soil. Actually, that should really be rock. And then soil coming up the hill here. Let's go for a bit of rough rock. I'd be happier if I was doing this in daylight, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Let's sort of blend this bit in a little bit. The barrier looks damaged already. Something like that. Let's go for some soil around here. What I might do is if they can't cross the water, I will build a little bridge for them. Because I did it on the other side, I'm going to put some dirt along the side of the path here. Also, we're going to have to do education for them, and well, for the guests relating to them. Also need to make sure that they can't escape from anywhere or end up in like the wolf enclosure because the barriers overlap or anything like that. I don't think it does, but you never know. Again, we're going to do some decoration around here as well because I like doing the decoration, if I'm being honest. Still too much long grass. I don't understand. I can only assume that it's over here. That all looks like short grass to me. I'll put some soil around that. There's that long grass. Happy with everything else? Cool. Why does that not count as hard shelter? It's literally underground. Maybe if I delete that, I'm gonna have to hit play for this to update. There we go. So they just couldn't get in there. Right, environment. They want more plants and more coverage. Taiga, temperate, and tundra. I can do that, no problem. Let's add these two. That's a bit much of a tree. Add in a couple of spruce trees. They can also be used to hide a few bits and pieces. That one count? Don't think it did actually. Let's see, can I add in some broken trees? Is that maybe? No, I didn't check. Ooh. Not great for space actually. I think I'm just gonna basically oh, no, they're not liking that tree. What are those? That's annoying. Oh, I'm not giving them a Christmas tree. Let's see. Didn't think so. No. Okay, they're fine with the maple trees, which is good because that adds colour. I really want to put in one of these giant trees, but I think I'm going to have to. I kind of want to keep the view clear, that's the only thing. What else can I put in here? There we go, that'll do. As far as enrichment goes, I don't know what I can get for them. I can get a few things. A climbable branch. A box. I didn't really give him an awful lot of space, that's the only problem. Actually, I have an idea. Let's give them a bit more space and some enrichment at the same time, I think. Not sure if they'll be able to climb that or not, but what I'd like to do is stick in like a log. Happy with that, and one right there. What can we give them? Oh, I'll put that up there actually. And I'll put a rubbing pillar right there. Let's go for one that's a bit wider. We're going to build them a bit of a bridge. And this one as well. So actually just bring it right out to the end there. So it still looks a little bit near. Can I get that to just go back a little? No, not that much. To just before it pops out of the ground. But they should be able to. It's still kind of popping out of the ground. It's fine. They should be able to walk over that. That looks like it would be a good bit of fun. Ah. Let's fix that slightly. And we'll match it with this one. Some of you are probably sitting screaming at your screens saying, why don't you just duplicate it? But duplicating never works for me when I've changed the angle of it and things like that. It puts it back to flat, which is very frustrating. Kind of completely defeats the purpose, in fact. Let's go terrain and we'll just smooth out this little bit here. Get rid of that long grass because that'll just annoy them. Yeah, I think they can use that. I want to move that to a bit more central on here. Because I'm not... Oh, come on. Never mind, we'll leave it there. In fact, what I will do is... make sure it's facing the right way. Okay, now with that done, let's do some lighting. Okay, camera's having fun again. I want to do just my standard light pole under here. We're worried that didn't light up, but not to worry. You know what? What's wrong with it? I have to align it to surface, and then it will probably light up. I think I put it in upside down. It did. Right, and we'll do my one of my favorite things to do, which is play with lighting. It doesn't actually matter which way these go. What color do we want this one? Let's go for a nice red. Point it straight up in the air. Sink it in the ground. I think this adds a lot. Let's duplicate it and stick one there. This one, let's go for like a blue. Yeah, we'll go for blue. Have it about there, and oh yeah, see that things like this, it just adds so much to this. I mean, look at those trees and the ones we've got over there. It's just awesome. I'll probably do something in there as well, actually. And we'll duplicate that, and we've got quite a few over here, but I can't sink them in the ground too far, actually. I'll see what I can do. Turned it upside down. See if I can light up all of these over here. Let's just make sure it's not like... It is frustrating. Yeah, I can live with that. I want to change the colour to green though. Stick one in there and one there. Let's change this one to orange and then These I can sink in the ground as much as I like. Okay. Something like that. Let's sort this green one, which I want it to be. I think I'll go for purple. Let's rotate this one so it's actually facing up in the air. I find that to be much easier. Over that way. Over that way. A bit more like that. Yeah. Maybe one more in the corner here, and that will do us for our silly lighting stuff that we're doing. Let's do this one. Do green. I don't know if I have a green one. I do. Over there. Yep, fine. Something like that. I mean, is that not just cool? Let's go for a little bit more silly lighting actually. I want to put... Let's turn that light off. If I rotate that to there, there's a really potato light. But you know what? It's lighting, so it's mainly about the trees that look awesome. Let's call the mechanic. And let's set it to every 3 months because I don't need the grizzly bears getting out and eating everyone. Alright, they should be all happy and stuff now. Yep, enrichment's as high as it needs to be. Oh, hang on. Yeah, everything's still green, it's fine. Now, let's get some information boards up. Put one there. Put one there. Put one there. Don't think I need any more donation bins, to be honest. I'm going to put these speakers up at the top of the fence, if I can. This one's less important. This one can be full volume. Let's turn the heat map on to education. That one's fine. Volume on this one, it needs to go... No, that one's fine actually. This one, the volume will need to be adjusted on. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that'll be fine, and what I'll do is I'll just turn the volume down on these. There we go. That's looking very snazzy indeed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a jump cut here and I'm going to build the sign. I'm going to see if I can do the flag idea that I mentioned earlier. If not, I will try and come up with something else and I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay guys, the whole flag idea couldn't do it. It was going to end up being absolutely over the top enormous, so I thought I'll give that one a miss. See, we've got some VIPs to say hello to. And we've got some research to look at. Staff facilities are done. Let's get habitats done and out of the way. Vet research is complete. Foot and mouth diseases finished with. Let's get Liz on the grizzly bears. And of course, we have ticket prices to increase as well. Let's go straight up for 15 and 14. See how they like that one. We're up to £300,000 now as well. Looks like we've got our reward as well. So, I'm quite happy with how this has all turned out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I like how the lights stay on during the day, so we have the odd blue tree here and there. I think it looks pretty cool as the trees all coming on. Now, you would have seen through the time lapse that I put some snow on top of the hills, but I need to see if power gets to them. Obviously, it's not going to get to any of them, but it doesn't get to these either, so we're going to have to put a power plant in somewhere just so we can get the snow on top of the hills, because I think it's going to look pretty cool to have those. And obviously in the areas like the desert, we're going to add some heat, because that's just what makes sense. We still need to decorate things like this, put some lights around here, tidy this place up a little bit. Do a bit of beautification over this side, similar to what we have over here. We need to do it over here. But first, before we do that, we need to find out what kind of animal we're having in this habitat here, and then work from there. I love seeing people spread out all over the zoo like this. I think it's coming along quite nicely. Of course, we're going to have other habitats here and here, respectively. Now, of course, this habitat goes in that way, and we have this space. This one doesn't. We've got this space down here which we might use for more staff things, spare staff rooms and things like that, because we've got money to burn at this point, so why wouldn't we? But I'm going to call this episode here for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. In fact, let's see if we can get 15 likes on this video for all the work that we put in to Americas. I love the fact we've got a river running through here. I think it's pretty epic. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also ring that bell notification as well. That way you get notified of all new videos that I post. I'm currently posting these videos every Tuesday and Thursday, but I do have other videos that I also post on other days of the week that you might be interested in having a look at as well. So ring that bell and you'll be notified of all of them. I also do occasional live streams as well for those of you who might be interested. So far I haven't live streamed Planet Zoo because I feel that this is definitely more of a record series than anything else. And if there's anything you'd like to say to me and I'm not currently online, or you don't think I'll catch your comment, then feel free to head over to Discord. The link to that is in the description, or alternatively you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is on the screen just now. But thank you all very kindly for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.